Hi, and welcome to another LRCC Soundbite. Have you ever got to one of those points in your life where you feel that you've just completely messed up and there's no way back? Yeah, even worse, maybe you didn't even know that what you were doing was wrong. Well, today's story has got a bit of that in it, really, and actually, I think we've all got a bit of this going on, haven't we? You could argue, actually, that Christianity, that's what it's about all the time, that we get things wrong and maybe we don't even know about it. Anyway, let's get into the story and hopefully you'll see what I mean. Today's story is about a king called Josiah. You may remember that when I've talked about kings in Israel before, there's been some good ones and there's been some not so good ones. Some follow what God says and some very much don't follow what God says. Now, Josiah fell very much into the category of a good king. Unlike his predecessor, he decided to try and do the things that one of his ancestors, King David, had done, and to worship Israel's God. After all, King David was remembered as the glory days of Israel, really. He was the king that they all looked up to. Now, Josiah was only young when he became king. He was only 8 years old. By the time he was 16, he'd made this decision that he was going to follow God. And by the age of 20, he was doing everything he could to remove idol worship in Israel and show the people the right things to do. The trouble was they'd lost a lot of their history, a lot of the knowledge, so they didn't really know what they were doing or how they were supposed to do it. And one of the things Josiah did was commission and pay craftsmen, artists, builders, carpenters, anyone who was needed to restore the old temple, get it back into a state where it could be used to worship God again. One day, while all this work was going on, somebody found something hidden. It was an ancient scroll. They took it to the priest, who in turn had a look at it and in turn took it straight to the king. They'd found the ancient law. The law of Moses, the instructions that God had given directly to Moses centuries ago when he rescued all the Israelite people from Egypt. They read the scroll to Josiah and he was, well, I think the only word for it is distraught. As it was read, he realised just how wrong the people had been, both before he became king and even in what they were doing while he was trying to make things right again. Not just little stuff, but big things. Even the major festivals that they were supposed to remember to celebrate the things God had done to save them. All the instructions for those, it had all been forgotten and wasn't happening. So Josiah gathered all the people together and got this scroll read to all of them as well. And while that was happening, he sent messengers to a prophetess of God. And she told him something amazing. The message that she got from God for Josiah told him that even though things were so bad, because Josiah had tried so hard and in his heart was trying to do the right thing and lead the people in the right way, God would make sure that while he was king of Israel, they would be safe and God would protect them. Josiah had thought it was too late, but God is in the business of looking after people who truly want to find him. So when I said earlier that maybe this is a bit like what Christianity is all about, I mean this, that we humans, we get it wrong. We do things that don't fit with the kind of perfection that God truly wants. But if we truly want to find him and truly want to get to know him, to worship him, to be sustained by him, all we need to do is ask. Jesus came and died so that the things we do wrong can be forgiven. Through Jesus, we can be restored into a great relationship with God and live forever with him, whatever we may have done in our lives. Even now, he will still help us, show us the best things to do. We'll still mess up. Being a Christian doesn't mean you get it right all the time. We will get it wrong, but he never leaves us. He will continue to pick us up and help us to start again if that's what we want. If you'd like to know more about that or explore it for yourself, do feel free to get in touch. Alternatively, if you see a banner in a church near you advertising a course called Alpha, why not give that a try? That's a great way to start looking at some of these questions and understanding what relevance God has. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.